Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are here in Xak after finishing the 7.0 MSQ, and I think Zeycihan here has... I think this is a dungeon, but we'll see. Desiree, at last. You have no idea how long I've waited here, hoping we might finally meet. This is a matter of utmost importance I simply must have your assistance with. But introductions are in order. I'm Zeycihan, Professor of Archaeology at the Studium. At the behest of a former head of Reason, I was invited to oversee various archaeological expeditions throughout Tural. I heard from a little bird in Volokshunsa that you, a most renowned adventurer, had made your way to the continent, and could think of no better individual to aid me in uncovering its history. As a matter of fact, I've already made the most fascinating discovery in the wilds of Xak Tural. I chartered a balloon to examine a point of interest in Shaaloani, you see, and soon discovered ruins which have been unseen for nigh a millennia. Surely Lady Luck is on my side, I thought, but alas, things soon took a turn for the worse. In the spirit of inquiry, I had a group of mercenaries for protection made my first foray into the area. But we were no more than halfway through before a host of fierce fiends barred our approach. Truth be told, 'tis a miracle we even made it out alive. Yet for a seasoned explorer like you, I dare say delving into the deepest recesses of such ruins unharmed would be child's play. What do you say? Would you aid my investigation and embark on this new adventure? Sure. I knew you wouldn't disappoint. The ruins lie beyond the river north of Lake Torari in Shaaloani. Let us continue our conversation there. Wonderful, you're here. History lost to the ages lies in the valley just upstream. It's a landscape unlike any other, teeming with sabotenders of all shapes and sizes. I call it Tender Valley. Doubtless the ruins have remained untouched for all these years due to its barbed environs. After all, none would wish to become the victim of their thousand needles. I believe the ruins nested deep within the valley to be Yok Huy in origin. A closer inspection revealed motives even I could not recognize. There's a new discovery waiting to be found within, I'm sure of it. Alas, the defense mechanisms protecting it were far too much for the mercenaries I hired. You'd be wise not to underestimate them yourself. Lest I forget. You should know that I dropped some of my notes concerning the expedition during my escape. If you'd know of my findings, I encourage you to search for records during your exploration. I shall await your return here. I entrust to you the honor of discovering the unknown, which lie within. Tender Valley. Tender Valley. Barrel tender. Let's see. Ow. Okay. What? Okay. Ah. This was obviously not right. Reicht und... Oh, oh, oh. Hm. Not sure how much of that I got. Enter seat. Okay. I see. Into the square hole, out of the square hole. And probably the same with circular hole. Yok Huy orbs. Intruder detected. Stay away from the sacred vessel. Guardians of the Sanctuary, in the name of a great serpent, I bid you awaken. Are we in Ronka? Great Serpent of Ronka? Inexplicable entity, the greatest serpent of Tural. Dubious truly disaster. Bouncy Council. Ja. Squee. A serpent slime. Okay, Zeycihan. You returned, with nary a needle to be seen. I experienced them firsthand myself. The pain was simply indescribable. That said, once it subsided, I was surprised to find that the lower back pain, which had ailed me for years, had completely vanished. Now tell me of your expedition. I wish to hear everything. What did you see? What was hidden deep within those ruins? I see, how truly remarkable. To think of the structures of a separate civilization are in the depths of the Yok Huy ruins. At their deepest point, a great serpentine creature awaited. This is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a significant discovery regarding Xak Tural's history. Tell me, what thoughts have you concerning the valley's depths? You remind me of the ancient Ronkan ruins I saw in another world. What, truly? Such a claim is invaluable testimony. Based on your descriptions, it is likely that the ancient Yok Huy simultaneously feared and revered this serpent of unfathomable power, and after encountering it, constructed a temple to conceal it from the world. This may be the final element which proves my life's work. A theory. The eerie resemblance of the reflection civilizations. In my capacity as a professor of the studium, I have taken the liberty of reading the science report concerning the source, its reflections of civilizations therein for myself. Their findings indicated the thundering diminished mankind's intelligence to that of beasts. The flourishing civilizations of the ancients was forgotten, and the peoples of each reflection set out on separate paths, forging disparate civilizations of their own. Yet, can we say that these civilizations worlds apart are truly so different? If we all came from one shared ancient heritage, would it not be natural if the development of each society and culture bears similarities to one another? What I'm trying to say is that it is entirely possible a society which predates the Yok Huy and bears similarities to ancient Ronka once existed in the source. Naturally, it is necessary to conduct further research regarding how twin civilizations born of two separate worlds developed under entirely different environments. Nevertheless, your discovery today has provided further proof of the plausibility of my theory. On that subject, I would ask that you join me on another adventure, one markedly less fraught with danger. As one who has traversed beyond the rift to the first, your knowledge and insight concerning ancient Ronka are invaluable. I would journey to Warlord's Echo and speak with a chronicler of the Yok Huy, that might learn of their legends. Who knows, we may just discover some striking parallels to the culture of ancient Ronka. Okay, but first... Explorer mode. Though I spoke with some Hetzaru and Shaaloani before my expedition, they had precious little to say about the ruins. I did learn, however, of a cautionary tale told to their young, that to enter the valley comes at the risk of great swelling pain from sabotenders' needles. A pain I quite accurately feel at this very moment. I'm in awe of the sheer splendor of these ruins. It is clear to me they could not have been made by the ancestors of Hetzaru or Tonawata. From the architecture, I dare say they are of Yok Huy-like. From those who build Zorga the Boundless, constructing edifices of such magnitude is a feat well within their capabilities. On the other hand, the subtle design of engravings on the structure and the ingenuity of the aqueduct are unlike anything I've seen in Okopasha. Perhaps these discrepancies can be attributed to cultural differences with the Yok Huy who came to these lands. Are these eerie stone-like creatures void-sent, or perhaps golems? Whatever they may be, they demand we leave this place even as they attack us. It's all I can do to scribble down these notes while evading their relentless assault. As I labor to breathe, a thought occurs to me. They could be mammoths created for the purposes of mining resources. Yet the most logical explanation for their aggression would be that they are a defensive mechanism left behind by the Yok Huy. Though my guard appears similarly fatigued, we can hardly retire now. Not when the promise of a great new discovery lies just before us. An entity which appears to be, for lack of a better term, a walking chimney guards the doors leading into the ruins. The doors themselves possess a design wholly unfamiliar to me, and I cannot help but feel we are on the verge of discovering something incredible. Alas, the pain from the needle which pierced my lower back worsens. What's more, the arm of one of my guards is paralyzed, leaving him incapable of lifting his sword. We cannot hope to face that thing in this state. Though my heart breaks, we have no recourse but to withdraw. Okay, but that will be the last entry. Okay, Waller's Echo. And here we seek for the Chronicler here.
Master Zeycihan has told me of his request. I hope that I'm able to be of some help.
I'm pleased to see you, Desiree. I came by alpaca and for a blessing felt no pain in my lower back the entire ride. Perhaps the medicinal application of sabotender needles is a field deserving of further study. A subject for another time, perhaps. The personage before us is the self-same individual who informed me that Yok Huy may exist in Shaaloani. They looked after me when I came here previously to conduct fieldwork, and are an extraordinarily erudite individual well versed in ancient legends. Tell me, my friend, based on what I've shared with you, were you able to find any commonalities between the legends of your people and the ruins we discovered in Xak Tural?
Excluding those concerning disease, precious few stories of our ancestors who traversed north have been passed down. But for a valiant warrior who brought the Skywind Law, I would share with you a story regarding the Great Serpent, one we normally would not disclose to outsiders. Please follow me to Indelible Passage. The mules shall explain all.
So these are the mules which depict the legends of Yok Huy, and I was previously to research. I was not allowed in this farm.
A legend concerning the Great Serpent is hidden within this mule. Pray gaze upon it carefully, as I weave for you an ancient tale. Long, long ago, a sect of our ancestors forged north. There, deep within the valley, they discovered the remains of an ancient temple. Its inhabitants had long perished. The purpose for which the structure existed was itself an enigma. Yet, when our forebears finally delved into its furthest recesses, they discovered the Great Serpent deep in slumber. It should be noted, our people revere serpents as divine creatures who govern the boundary between worlds. To behold one of such immense power dormant there within the ruins, they believed it best to build a temple around its chamber and offer prayer for its divine protection. Yet in the ensuing years our people were plagued by disease. Time and again our ancestors offered supplication for divine assistance, but no matter how fervent their prayers, the Great Serpent never deigned to answer them. In the end, a great many of our forebears withdrew from the northern lands. Only the most devout worshippers of the Great Serpent remained, but they too would eventually withdraw in a somber procession, having buried too many brothers and sisters.
The sect who remained prayed for the Great Serpent's awakening. They prayed for a salvation that would never come. Yet why should it awaken now, and what incited its aggression? Was it simply by chance that it roused in so foul a mood, or is there perhaps some underlying reason we have yet to discover?
The devout who held vigil of a temple held this belief: when the Great Serpent doth awaken, its coil shall envelop the world. In other words, the creature's discovery was itself a pretext to legitimize the territorial expansion north. Yet their prayers fell on deaf ears. Only now, before our benefactor, has the great serpent finally awoken. A peculiar, but altogether fascinating turn of events. If the being you encountered truly was divine, maybe it was you who shall receive its blessings.
If we consider that our friend here, a traveler capable of crossing the rift betwixt worlds, was blessed by a being who governs that boundary, would it not fit the interpretation held by the sect who remained? At any rate, Desiree's testimony and the legend of Yok Huy shall go a long way in verifying my theory. If I can gather sufficient evidence that these two civilizations worlds apart share fundamental values and prove my thesis, our outlook on history shall be irrevocably changed. Maybe even an entirely new field of study shall be pioneered. Does the inception of civilization in its infancy bear similarities in each reflection? Was there some localized connection between them, such as planar fissure? Or perhaps there was some all-powerful keeper of whispers peering through the veil? Just thinking about what it is that connects us across the rift gets my heart racing. Yes. I certainly have my work cut out for me, and now that you have made the ruins safe, I may resume my expedition and, perhaps more importantly, continue writing my thesis. Master Chronicler, Desiree, I cannot thank either of you enough for your cooperation this day. I know not where my research will take me, but I have no doubt my pursuit of the mysterious and miraculous will see us cross paths again. Gut. Some more dungeons missing, but not this episode. Good. I'd say until next time, I'm Mace and don't get lost.